the big controversy this week has been the Cuba-Syria bill, which you signed. The issue that a lot of the Cubans are having is the fact that not so much the signing of it, but the ceremony behind the bill, that maybe they feel they were a little, broadsided by it. That, I mean, the bill's out there, it is what it is. You've kind of pushed back on this. Anything you want to say as far as adding to what you've already said about it?
Thank goodness for the legislature to pass a bill like that. You think about it. You just think about the oppression in Cuba, the oppression in Syria. You just think about those poor families. You think about the individual that was at the Pope event. He can't even say anything without getting beaten. Think about the lack of political freedom, oppression, and so I'm very thankful that the legislature passed the bill. It was good, and so I was honored to be able to sign it. Anything you sign, you want to make sure that you can enforce it. So I'm going to do my best to enforce it, because it's a good bill. It's the right thing to do. I just think about those families. And as you know, I've done business in Miami since the late '80s, and I met people, had friends that were part of the Bay of Pigs in prison, and so you think about that. But you want to make sure that you can enforce all these things. And as I said in my signing letter, there's constitutional lawyers that they question the enforceability of it. And so the best thing to happen is I'm going to work my tail off to enforce it. It becomes a law of the land July 1st. But it would be the best thing to make sure we can enforce it is for the federal government to do the exact same thing. And we have federal legislation that covers Iran and Sudan, but they ought to cover Syria and Cuba.
I think it was the timing of the letter that came out right after that, with all the fanfare behind, being that it was at the Freedom Tower. A lot of Cubans took issue that, took umbrage with that, as far as because it was at that. It's not like it was in Tallahassee; it was at that particular place.
Well, I explained. I did radio that morning and explained that I'm going to enforce the law. I mean, I believe in the law. It's a good bill. I was proud to sign it. But what we, to make sure that, because if we're going to get sued, the way to make sure that we win is for the federal government to do its job. President Obama should pass a law just like ours. The House and the Senate would have to pass it up there. But look, I believe in I believe in the law, and I'm going to enforce it. And you do the best you can every day.